Hey traders, welcome to charts and let's see if there we go. So many layouts to choose from. Welcome to charts and coffee. Happy Monday, everybody. Great to see everyone. All right, as always, we are getting the week started. If you haven't already checked out our Sunday evening I need an intro music. I probably need a better title, but our weekly notes live kickoff. Check it out every Sunday, 6 p.m. The replay is back at the Simpler Trading YouTube channel. That's an outlook on, what I see this week in the markets. So you get the notes in the alert section as well as the show after I send those out to members. And if you're not already a member, check it out. And if not, if you want to get a feel for what we're doing, come on and join me as you're already doing for Charts and Coffee, also on Sunday night. What can I say? I love talking with y'all. It's so hard. And probably some of you know this too. It's so hard to find people that are as excited and passionate and optimistic about what we can do in the equity markets. Most people just want to sit around and say, well, I can't do this and meme stock that and the game's rigged against us and all that nonsense, which I've heard for 30 years. We can still play this game, gang. So great to have a group of like-minded people who want to slay in this market. Well, you know what? We know we have a lot of Fed members this week. I hope at this point you've gotten the habit of checking out the Forex Factory calendar and you see all the different chuckleheads. We have one right at the bottom of the hour with, I believe, Bostic and Bowman, I think. So right when the market opens, we're going to get some FOMC speak. That's all we need, right? But just be aware of how that's going to affect the clearing range, the volatility that we're going to see, the way in which the market has to respond to that tone. Hey, the market's already responded. I've been talking about this now for weeks. It's not about going back and saying, hey, I made this call. No, gang. If you've been following the free content here at Simpler Trading and the YouTube channel and the free emails that we send out, what we seek to do is give you an idea of what the environment is doing now and how it's shifting. And one thing that we have been talking about for weeks is the rally at the end of March, that second half of the month rally, those just absolute shenanigans, right? We have, as that market rallied, no uptrend. So even with a big range, this was still just absolutely crashing into. Look at that Darvis level there, gang. This is Darvis 2.0. This is the best way to automate support and resistance based on the Darvis box as a basic foundation of what we're doing, because what we're trying to do is find those swings, right? Find those high and low swings in the market, use the 60-year-old process of Darvis and modernize it. And here's the best part, gang, it's free. This is important enough that I think I would love everyone to have these on their charts. It's over at countdowntrader.com. So download that Darvis 2.0, get it on your TradeStation charts, get it on your TOS charts, your trading view. That's what we have it available for. And you'll see we just rammed right into it, right? You ever stand up too quick and knock your head on something overhead? That is what the NASDAQ did. And remember, with the 10-year bond continuing to just spiral lower, that means the yields are going up, and that's going to be a really tough climb for the tech, all right, for that tech corner of the market. All right, so as always, gang, this show is all about your questions, and let's just jump into the very first one. All right, so kicking it off with, let's see here. Alan, all right. When you assist me with MDT, it's 5 wide. Oh, will I assist you? It's 5 wide. MDT. Well, let's take a look at the chart first. Let's see what kind of setup we're dealing with. So Medtronic, just below that 200, right? You see, it's just below that 200 propulsion. Now, the other thing we want to check, and I'm just looking over to my TOS platform here, is liquidity. May 20 looks great. The next thing we want to look at is proximity to earnings. Oh gosh, we've got plenty of time. Beautiful. So May 20 gives us time. May 20 gives us liquidity. So now the question is, what do you want to buy? 110s. Oh, 115s, no way. Yes, great question. I know when they're 5 wide and you got to leapfrog quite a bit between strikes, I'd rather you be slightly in than out of the money. So I would go with the 110 on the pullback, Alan. Just remember that your initial target is going to have to be that 200 propulsion. So that's the way we break these things down in the Sector Secrets room. And by the way, the layout that I'm using, right? The propulsion, the Darvis, not the Darvis signals. Let me make really clear. This is Darvis 3.0, but everything else, the labels are slow stochastic, the JT multi. For those of you that are in the Sector Secrets Mastery, download that layout. You have everything here except for the Darvis 3.0, as that is a premium tool, but you have the Darvis 2.0, which will put the automated support and resistance based on those swings, right? That's what Darvis did that was so unique, gang. What did he do? If you're a student of trading history, there's lots of ways that the legends that came far before us, whose shoulders we stand atop, did things. And I didn't like projections. I saw so many traders back then who projected levels. Darvis was unique. Darvis said, what has the market done before? Very much a la, say, those of you that are fans of chart patterns. And he said, okay, if this is the way the market responded before, when we get here the next time, this is the plan. This is what I want to do. The reason I say we modernized Darvis here, the reason my Darvis 2.0 is a little different is we're not focused solely on 52-week breakouts as Nicholas Darvis was. We're using that same process. We modernized it, and now we can use it as support and resistance. We can use it as breakout and containment. So it's very, very cool stuff. And, we might see support around 110.5. Alan, you see what's the previous Darvis level here? What was once support becomes resistance. What was once resistance becomes support. Extend that forward. That could be an interesting aggro level, especially if you can find some volume ledges in that area. So thanks for the question, Alan. Hey there, Julian. What is the best way to day trade zero-dated options on futures, options ETF, options on stocks? So zero-dated options is not a strategy. So there's no best way to trade it, because I would trade a zero-dated option the same way that I would trade an option with 1 day to expiry, right? So that being said, any option that's right on top of expiration is going to be less expensive. That's one of the primary appeals of these options with very little time that we would day trade on the day of expiration. So then we want to remember they're also going to be more volatile, which is part of the appeal as well. So I don't trade them any differently than I would trade an option with 1 day to expiration. With the S&P, the SPY and the QQQ, of course, the SPX and the NDX, with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday expiry, Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to trade them with the same strategy and the same tools as I would Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I think options, however, I think the options are your best option. Yeah, I would definitely say that's the way to go. Focus on the inexpensive nature of those SPY, QQQ. I know you can trade SPX and NDX. NDX is a little illiquid, but QQQ is not. So I prefer those ETFs. All right. So that's Julian. That's what I would recommend. That's what we do in the rooms. All right. T. Michael. Look, T is part of a narrative within the IYZ and within the XLC. So T, even if it wanted to start moving higher, it has a lot of weakness in terms of the tide level, right? So I'd be very careful. I don't love the short here. I don't love the long. I think look a little deeper within those two tides and you'll probably find better opportunities. WBD, I'm not familiar with that one and it's not pulling up. So not sure on that one. But T, be careful, but look inside some of the other IYZ, XLC, and find those double reds. Grab those. And if you're bullish, grab the double greens, right? So this is where, in this environment, gang, success is found not in focusing on where the indices are going next. Gang, I truly mean this. I don't give a rip where they're going next because we've already honed in on what the trends are in this environment. And there are definitely trends in this environment. EWW, Kevin, there's one right there. Pull back on playing Mexico. That would be fantastic. Look, double green is going to define the environment. Structure precedes strategy. Strategy dictates indicators, right? So I have no interest in what my slow stow is doing here, right? I have no interest in a oscillating tool. Then we can go to the wave. Then we can go to Darvas. Then we can go to volume ledges. So this is a buy the dip. This is a buy the dip on EWW. And, we've got 4 21 propulsion dots. I'd like to see maybe either a volume ledge help us out. 53 is a major psychological level, or we can sink into 52 and change in the wave. Hard to not want to buy that. And same goes with EWC. Hard to not want to buy this one either, because think about EWC as an economy that will benefit from inflation, because what we have right now is an inflationary uptrend. So that's why we have trades on like EWZ in the mastery, and EWA would be a great complement. EWC, I would love this thing riding shotgun with our EWZ Brazil long position. Think about Canada's economy. Think of it as a calm doll, a commodity dollar of the Canadian dollar, otherwise known as the loonie bird on the currency. I'm sure many of you know that. That's its nickname. So when we have an uptrend in inflation, we know that the number one exports out of Canada are lumber and basically crude. We know what crude's been doing. And by the way, those of you that have been wondering, Rod, can we buy crude? It's a fade. It's no longer a trend. But if you've got the tools that I've been sharing with you all on your chart, and by the way, the two that I'm going to show you are free. You can set them up on your own and go download them from Countdown Trader. Here's your Darvas. That's your purple Darvas line right here. That's Darvas 2.0. Remember, it's not the one with the signals. Darvas signals is premium, but if you love 2.0, it's a great way to get to know if you like the tool. And then if you want to upgrade down the line, great. But you don't have to, right? And so we have the free right there, above the 200, even better. Oversold, take a look at our slow stochastic, right? It's a good old-fashioned slow stochastic. From what I remember being told, this thing's been around for, 70 years, something like that. But what we do differently, the secret sauce, if you will, are the settings. 21.3, we slow it way down to reduce the number of signals. So notice, we don't have arrows all over the place. That's not the point. We want to see these inflection points when it's at its high and when it's at its low, right? Okay, so taking a look at where we are, can we wait for it to hook back up? Yeah, of course, we can wait for that, and we can wait for a little signal. We don't have to, although we certainly could. But with that being said, we are at an oversold area. That's what's so great. Once we cross or touch that white line, that's the 20 level. 80 is the white line. So once we get there, it's oversold. We don't just follow the slow stochastic blindly, right? We don't use it in a trend, right? We want to make sure we're using the right indicator under the right strategy. The strategy is dictated by the structure. Neutral trend, gang, right? Neutral trend, slow stochastic. So that could be interesting. Now, if we're pulling back in crude, that would probably also mean we're pulling back in XLE. Perhaps we're going to pull back in OIH or even XOP. And look at the double green trends here, gang. This is where I'd love you to focus your attention. Not so much crude or even USO, although they're viable. When crude sinks, are they taking oil stocks with them? Oil stocks that are in an uptrend. And if crude is sinking, back to your question, specifically the EWC, can we take advantage of that buy there as well? So it all works together very nicely. You see all those connective threads? That's a cohesive trade theme, right? Okay, next up is, hey there, Martinko. How did you put the volume profile on the right side of my toss layout? Martinka, I did not do that. The Lorna bot Got to give Lorna Bot and Dennis W credit for that, because I still prefer, quite frankly, the TradingView version that I use with the, you can see here, the volume ledges there. So Lorna hooked that up, and it's in all the room drives back at the Simpler Trading within the membership, within the room drives. So that's what that is. That's what that is. But I will tell you, I far prefer the TradingView. But yeah, there's a way you can set that up, and I have no clue. Lorna set that up. One of our members within the mastery figured that out. That's why I love the community within the mastery. But Martinko, I do not recall what that is, but we have the layout for you all within the Simpler Trading membership. So thanks for the question. And in the meanwhile, if you're on TradingView, I still prefer the TradingView one, and you can set that up on that platform as well. All right, next up, I joined SSM. Hey there, Aaron. I joined SSM at the end of March. Very cool. Love having you as a part of the think tank. Awesome. It's been fantastic. Profits have already covered my subscription. Wow. Okay. I love hearing that. That's what we get up every morning to do. You know, Lorna, Trish, and I, that is what we look to do in terms of just finding those trades, communicating them in as transparent a manner, and making sure they're affordable enough where traders of every account size can participate. You know, it's on a small account mindset. It's on a Godzilla sized account mindset. It's, you know, is it a scalable? So I love it. PSX and under XLE looks like a potential buy. Yes. There are a number of oil stocks that are looking really interesting. I can't say PSX would be near the top of the list. You know that we have ConocoPhillips. Marathon might be better than Phillips 66. We've had a lot of folks ask me about Devon. Devon's fine. So when we start to break into and Aaron, actually, in the weekly notes that I sent to everyone, our look at this week in the market, you'll see in the options room, futures room, as well as the sector secrets mastery room, I have a multi-chart that I've already shared with you all of the XLE. And for those of you that are wondering, Ron, what the heck's a multi-chart? It's this thing right here. And let me show you the XLE. So everyone could be on the same page with what Aaron and I are talking about. We crack open the index. We crack open a sector. We say, what's in it? What are the stocks in it? And so look at all these that are in beautiful uptrends, Aaron. I would prioritize one of these. KMI is looking interesting just because it's an inexpensive name. We need something to pull back. We just got into COP as it pulled back. And if we get another chance to get a pullback, if crude's weak enough, we'll dive in. But PSX, I can't say, has better structure than what we're dealing with already on the other trades that we have on the radar. So I love where you're looking, Aaron. Good eye. Let's just fine tune it a little bit more. Right? Let's just fine tune it a little bit more to where we have better bullish by the dippable structure. All right. Next up, James asks, where do I find the currency and futures information I share on Sunday nights? Where do I find the currency and futures? Oh, you mean what did I do? You know, it's already kind of a blur. Are you talking about the relative performance? I use this quite a bit. This is FinViz, FINVIZ. We used a relative performance. We've done that before. I will also jump into Koyfin, KOYFIN, and I'll take a look at the currency analysis here. By the way, my Sector Secrets Mastery folks, our quarterly longer term portfolio conversation bonus session is today at 2 p.m. So if you haven't already, it's free. Go sign up for Koyfin. We can hit the ground running at 2. KOYFIN. So there's a number of places that I'll look at currencies, James. FinViz is a great relative outperformance view, scaled according to the US dollar, which is really the best way to do it. And then if you want a little more of a deep dive and geek out, KOYFIN.com. The free one is really, really good. Hey there, it's VALE. How you doing, James? It's VALE setting up for another buy. It's hard to find things I don't like in SLX and XME, James. So yeah, I think we're gonna key this one up again. And look at some other names within it. Maybe it's NUE. Now remember, we have our Freeport Macmoran also. So we don't want to pile in and concentrate too much, but I do like that name, my friend. All right, gang, and just like that, 20 minutes has flown by. Thank you as always for being a part of Charts and Coffee. Caffeinate and dominate, gang. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station. Be good to each other.